So I thought it would be a really wonderful opportunity to share with you all. This time of year can be very tiring with reduced daylight. All of the excitement of Christmas and New Year is over, and there's that sort of lull in between when we're sort of, spring isn't here yet and energy can be low. And so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity alongside the new moon energy that we're entering just now. A perfect time to go within, to replenish and restore. So what we're going to be doing today is very simple massage techniques. You don't need any previous experience, and actually there's not even an incredible amount of skill that's required for these movements. What's required is more of an intuitive touch, really listening into your being and what would it really like to receive from this session. So we're going to enjoy doing that. It's going to be various parts of the body. You can spend a bit more time on, if you have specific areas that when you start you think, oh gosh, yeah, I didn't even realize that I needed to spend time here on this area. You can stay there, or you can join us in moving on to somewhere else. So I'll let you be your own guide. And also the amount of pressure that you're using, it might be just the simplest of touch, or it might be really working into the muscles with some pressure to release tension. In terms of benefits for your body and your mind, body touch is considered an essential human need, and we can give ourselves that beautiful gift. And actually, when you do this for yourself, the same parts of your brain light up. So there's lots of studies have been done that have shown that the same parts of your brain light up as if you are receiving massage from another person. So you really can gift yourself something that not only is pleasurable in the moment and feels beneficial for your well-being, but actually ongoing. You're releasing feel-good chemicals into your brain. You're literally boosting your immune system with this very simple gift to yourself. So alongside of that, I've got some really gorgeous soothing music that we're going to be enjoying in the background. I'm also going to be sharing with you the sounds from, am I pointing in the right place? From the Crystal Pyramid. And also I did suggest, if you wanted to, you could bring a few oils into your session. Now, it is a clothed massage that we're going to be doing. But you might have your hands, your face, your feet exposed. You're welcome to roll up your trousers and do your legs or your tummy, whatever you think. So just as a suggestion, I'm using the sweet almond oil as a carrier. It's very nourishing, and it's very velvety on the skin. It feels like having a blankie around you. Incidentally, you might want to have a blankie. I'm pairing that today with geranium, orange and cinnamon, which are just very balancing, very soothing, but also gently enlivening as well. So let's begin then. I'm going to pop you all on mute. And you can unmute yourself at any time, and of course you can use the chat facility there to chat with each other 2. Our Patreon people have got some waggle wands. If you want to get my attention that way, you can do that too. Okay, so I'm going to make my way over towards the mat. You can enjoy this session either sitting or lying down. Really up to you. Gosh. What happened to my voice there? So you might want to be resting on a cushion. Make yourself a little cozy nest. So much a part of any ritual is setting up your space in a way that's going to serve you best. And even something like that can be really ritualistic. Okay. So before we begin, those of you who are joining me here live, I'll get you just to indicate, maybe raising your hand or giving a thumbs up, if you would like to receive some distance Reiki healing at the end of the session. Okie dokie. Rightio. Thank you. So coming down into alignment throughout your spine. And in that alignment, just take a moment to really breathe. Come into your body, sink down into your muscles, into your joints, into your cells, each of your internal organs, sinking down into comfort, perhaps beginning to feel the muscles ease already. I'll encourage you to take 3 deep cleansing breaths in your own time. We're going to start off with some gorgeous cleansing movements. So we can take our hands, bring them out in front. We're going to rub the palms of the hands together. Rub the palms of the hands together, generate some heat. Generate some heat in there. And then what you're going to do is all the way down one side of your body, you're going to brush and sweep away any tension. Cleanse away any negative energy. When you get to the tips of the fingers, you can just send it off. Brushing down from your head, your neck, your shoulder, down through your arm, and off the fingertips. Try the other side, all the way down. Just sweeping and brushing your way down. Now you can in fact use something known as a body brush for this, and it's a wonderful sensation. But if you don't have a body brush, you can use a regular brush. Over the top of your clothes, it works wonderfully. The more pressure that you use, the more of a lymphatic drainage you're going to receive. Now we can come down the back of our head, perhaps down the sides of the neck, down the front of your chest, solar plexus, down into your belly, down through your hips, your legs. Again, the top of your head, the back of your head, down the back of your neck, your shoulders, coming around onto your chest, solar plexus, your belly, your hips, and through your legs, out through your knees. You could extend your legs if you want to. That gorgeous cleansing touch already. Doesn't that feel amazing? Deep breath. Feel free to let out a sigh. A sigh, one of the most underrated cleansing tools. And now let's focus on the legs. We're going to start and just send all of that tension down through the legs, out through the feet. Other side, down through the legs, out through the feet. If you've got a particular area that you would like to focus in on that cleansing, you could do that now. Shoulders are often a popular space for tension or held memories. So you can just really brush that off. Brush that off. Perhaps down through the front of your head and across your face, and just feel any tension drain out of your face as you do that. Front of your neck, your chest, down, down, down and down. And as you do that, feel yourself sink deeper into relaxation, down the front of your face, down, down, all the way down through your neck, your chest, all the way down, down deeper and deeper. All the way down through your face, relaxing your jaw, relaxing even your tongue. Soothing and cleansing through your whole being. Again, if any parts are speaking to you, you can pause there. Let's now focus in on our arms. Bring it all the way down, off the end of your fingers. Other side, all the way down, through your fingers. Nice. And again, all the way down. Now we're going to just shake off any droplets of tension that might be remaining. Just shake them off through your head. Feel free to stand up for this or to remain sitting or lying down. Shake off through your shoulders. I think I might stand up. Shake off through your shoulders. Shake off down through your arms. Feel any tension release, droplets coming back down to the ground. Sweeping and brushing that tension down to your back and off out through your hips. That's so good, huh? And then down to your legs. You can shake that out through one leg, out through the other. And coming back into center, perhaps coming into a full body releasing shimmy. And you can do this sitting, literally just contract through your glutes and then release. Contract, release, contract, release. It'll give you the same effect. And then gently returning to steady stillness, feeling more grounded and cleansed. You can come down to rest again. And from here, if you're using any oils, you might want to mix them now, or perhaps they're pre-blended. You might want to roll up your sleeves if you want access to more skin. You could perhaps roll your sleeves and your ankles. So I'm going to use the sweet almond as a carrier. So because I know these oils so well, I can literally blend them on my skin. You don't have to be using any oils, of course. This is going to be equally as lovely, just as lovely without, just allowing you the option to choose what you'd like to do for you today. So either way, we're going to warm up the hands. And then using strokes upwards through the backs of your hands, traveling that upwards and through the other side, through the hands, giving such gratitude with that touch. Think of everything that your hands do for you. Give thanks. Working your way through the wrist and up through the forearm. Doesn't that feel nice? So we're just using big sweeping motions just now. And I like to use the heel of my hand for this just now on these areas. And from there we can start to really work into the muscles a little bit deeper. So you can start to use both heels together to release your hands. You can start to use your thumbs on the heel of one hand, working your way around. Try that on the other side. You can rest your hand down on your knee. Rest your hand down on your knee as you rest comfortably in your chair. Or lying down, you could rest your hand on your chest. If you're lying down, resting your hand on your chest. And now really tuning into what would your hand really like? What would feel nice right now? You could do this sweeping motion all the way down your thumb, heel of the hand round to the thumb. Try the other side. Nice. And we can do these circling motions on the back of the hand. Down through each of your fingers. Circling motion on the back of the hand. And down through each of your fingers and off the end. Shake it out gently. And then coming onto your forearm, you can use that same sweeping motion of the thumb. Oh, such lovely smiles. Try the other side, use your thumb. Oh. Round about now is when you realize how much you needed this. Just this time for yourself. You can work your way all the way up the full length of those muscles there. You could try a new technique where we can pick up the muscle and roll. Pick up and roll. So you're going to pick up, so a squeezing motion like this, and then roll. Squeeze and roll. Squeeze and roll. So you're going to pick up the muscle off of the bone and roll. So that one's a little bit trickier, but I'm just going to give you that there as an option. So you're picking the muscle up off of the bone and then you're going to roll it away. Maybe roll it towards you. See what feels nice. Stay playful with it and experiment what feels really nice. Another thing that you could try is if you rotate round through one of your forearms, and you can use the other arm to release. So we're working up and down. So it's this kind of sliding motion. Using one as leverage for the other feels so nice, doesn't it? And you can, of course, rest that arm down on your knee. So you can place your wrist on your knee and roll down with that. And onto the other side. And that's a wonderful way of receiving a little bit extra pressure, but in quite a passive way, so without too much effort. Nice. And from here, we can come to our elbows, and you're just going to give a gentle squeeze on the outside of your elbows. Just being careful as you do that. And then we're going to come up towards the bicep. You can rest your hand or your wrist down on your knee, and you're going to squeeze the bicep. Squeeze the back of your arm, in at your tricep, and squeeze the front of your arm in at the bicep. Now with this, you can actually use this rolling motion where we use that pincer effect like that we did. You're going to lift the entire muscle off of bone and circle it round. Relax through your arm, relax through your shoulder. Maybe give a nice sigh. Let's try the other side. So through the back of the arm, that circular motion. Nice. And through the front of your arm. Nice, huh? Coming up towards your shoulder now. The shoulder, you can use this motion here. So if your shoulder is neutral in alignment, so we're working through the very outside of the shoulder there, the top of the arm into the shoulder, and the actual joint itself. Good, well done. Try that on the other side. So the shoulder in neutral. Perhaps you can feel the deltoids there. Anterior at the front, posterior at the back. And we're about to really go on and work through the medial deltoid on the top of the shoulder and also into trapezius, an area that lots of people carry tension. So just releasing down, perhaps helping yourself to a little spot of hydration. There would be a really good time for that. If you're working with some oils today, you could apply oils to the back of your hands and receive the aromatherapy of that without getting too much oils on your clothes. You can, of course, do these techniques without clothing. I'm going to add a little spot of cinnamon, orange, and oh, that smells gorgeous already, and geranium. So the cinnamon is so warming and boosting for your circulation. The orange is enlivening and energizing. It's very revitalizing. And then the geranium is so deeply balancing and restorative. Particularly good for moon time and for balancing women's hormones in particular. So I'm just going to pat that onto the back of my hand. And breathe it in. And continuing to breathe deeply, we can begin to work up onto shoulders. So we did anterior and posterior deltoid on the actual shoulder joint itself a moment ago, but now we're going to work up into the area where most people carry tension and refer to as their shoulders. It's up in the very top where your neck muscles meet with your shoulder muscles. So first what we're going to do is just rub the palms together, generate some additional heat, activating your own natural healing energy. And we're going to cross the hands over. If this is accessible to you, you're going to use that warmth. Just allow that warmth to be absorbed. If that's not accessible to you, you could work on a single side first, or you might be able to place your hands just on the same side. Let you do what works for you. You can do that a couple of times if you want to, if you feel that you need to activate a little bit more. And now just breathe into those areas. So down through the neck and out towards the shoulders, just breathing into those areas with healthy, positive intention. And at the same time, breathing in those gorgeous oils. And you can release your hands back down to your sides or your knees. Notice the difference already. From here, you can work into one side. So we're going to use the whole hand. You're going to use the entire palm of the hand, the fingers, the fingertips, with this gorgeous circular motion and pressure into that area. So let me show you. And here, circling round. Then, once you've used big, full movements with large area of your hand, perhaps you can start to feel into specific areas of tension. There might be little areas some people refer to them as knots within the muscle. Now, if you feel suitably warmed up, you can begin to release into there using perhaps your fingertips, or if it's accessible to you, using your knuckles. And I'll let you decide if you want to try work into there today, or if you want to just stay with those large sweeping motions. But I'm just giving you that there as an option, and that's also something that you could try later on. All of these techniques that we're doing right now are, of course, wonderful to do in a nice hot bath. You can have your gorgeous bath oils in there, perhaps some bath salts, Epsom salts, of course, wonderful for releasing tense muscles. Let's try the other side, shall we? So we're taking the whole back of the hand, the palm of the hand rather, and you're going to start with that big sweeping motion, circular motion. I tend to use a little bit of a cupping shape here myself, just like that slightly. As I come in here. And depending on your own physiology, you might be able to reach right round almost towards your spine. But if that's not accessible to you right now, just know that through the practice of these movements, more and more areas will open up for you. Now, if you've had a lot of tension through the muscles, you might actually be able to feel that draining away, and it sometimes feels like a heavy grogginess. It can feel like when you stop, it feels like you're still there working on the area, and usually that's because the body is continuing that work. And so what we're actually doing here is releasing blockages in energy, and we're also releasing fluids around the system. So initially, when you have tension in the body floods the area with lots and lots of fluids and minerals. But over time, it stops doing that and it starts to dehydrate the muscle. So what we're really doing when we're working through there is we're enhancing the blood flow to the area, the fluid flow to the area, and we're also giving the body a chance to release those nutrients, those electrolytes that have been pooled into that area and they've perhaps sat there for years, stagnant, stale in that area. So we're giving the body a chance to release those now. So do drink plenty of fluids throughout these practices, but also afterwards as well. So you can carry on with that as you wish. Next technique I want to show you for shoulders is this pick up motion. Pick up and release. Pick up and gently release. Up and release. You're going to just do that right on the top of your shoulder. Pick up and release. Pick up and release. Pick up and release. This one can be a little bit tricky to do in your clothing, but you'll still receive all of the warmth and enhanced blood flow to the area. You're oxygenating the skin and therefore also the muscle. You can try that on the other side. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Nice. Next, we're going to come up towards the neck, and we're going to just work in at the neck. So I'm just going to place my hair over to one side, and you can use your fingertips and the size of your fingers, the length of your fingers, to work up to the base of the skull and back down. Up to the base of the skull and back down. You can combine that with the technique that we just used. Lift up and release, lift up and release. You can do one side of your body and then the other. If both sides is tricky for you, you can use one hand, using that shape that we created. If your spine is in here, yeah, this is your shoulder, or what people refer to as your shoulder, the muscles of the neck here, and the muscles of the neck here. Spine is here. So what you're going to do is come in here. And you can try that on your neck. Do just be very, very gentle with the vertebrae of the neck. You can work your way up through the neck towards the base of the skull. Now, things like headaches and migraines are often triggered by tension through the neck, tension through the trapezius muscle, this kite-shaped set of muscles that starts at the base of the skull, comes out towards the shoulder and all the way down here. And also through sternocleidomastoid that runs down the side of your neck. So these techniques that we're doing right now are releasing those muscles. So if you are somebody who suffers with headaches or migraines, this is a wonderful technique to know, and you can literally just use one hand to do that. Sometimes it's nice to use a little bit of extra pressure with the heel of the hand. Being very careful of the spine, each individual vertebrae. We can really use the heel of the hand there in at the side of the neck now. If you've got lots of tension across your shoulder in that trapezius, it might actually be difficult for you to do this comfortably. So you maybe want to spend a little bit more time in your own time on the previous ones that we did just on the top here. Play around with the size of the movement, the speed of the movement, the pressure. Well done. From here, we're just going to do a simple stretch. Place your hand on the back of your head, bring your elbows forwards, and you're just going to tuck your chin down to your chest. And then gradually release that back into center. Bring your shoulders into neutral. Hands down by your side. Use one hand. We're just gently going to take our ear over to our shoulder. Now this here is sternocleidomastoid that I spoke about, which runs all the way down the side of here. And this is a nice gentle release, returning to center. Try that on the other side. Back into center. And then coming up towards your face now. If you have a facial oil, you can use that, or you can use some of your carrier oil, or of course you can just use your fingers. We're going to warm that oil through, focusing on the fingertips. And then we're going to gift that to our face, using the palm of the hand to press that oil in upwards and outwards. Press it in upwards and outwards. And pause for a moment and just breathe. And today we're going to use the fingertips. If you place your fingertips, spread them out along the top of your brow bone, just above the brow bone. Apply some pressure there. We're going to sweep the fingers up towards the hairline. and round the sides of our face. Coming in towards just above the brow. Apply some pressure, you sweep upwards and outwards to the temples. Sweep upwards towards the hairline and out to the temples. To hairline, out through the temples. Coming into center, you can use 2 fingers in its center, up just above the brow bone. In that, perhaps there's a little valley there. You're going to run your finger all the way along, smooth sensation, smoothing sensation. So in at the center of the brow and sweeping outwards. Working round the eye socket, the outside of the eye socket. I had a belly dance coin stuck to my toe there. I forgot I'd placed it there. Working all the way around the eyes. Doesn't that feel absolutely incredible? Wow. Take it out towards the temples, release the pressure at the temples, and just breathe. Bringing your hands down onto your cheeks, circling in an upwards, outwards motion. Coming out towards the jaw, relax your jaw. Take the heel of your hand on both hands, bring it in towards your hairline. We're going to sweep down the hairline, down past your ears to your jaw. Releasing those long muscles of jaw, and you'll be amazed the amount of tension that you were holding in your jaw without even realizing. Then we're going to come towards just above the lip, and we're going to do the sweep motion down here, all the way down. Feel your mouth relax. Feel the tension drain away. And upwards through your chin. Such an uplifting movement. So uplifting and joyous. Whee! Feel your heart chakra open all the more as you breathe into that joyous motion. And then we're going to take our hands, bring the fingers wide. You're going to bring your hands onto your head and just press your fingers into your head as if cradling your own head like a baby. Just applying pressure all around your head. You might want to circle round. Use a circling motion. Small circles. Perhaps play around with the tension. You come in behind your ears. The back of the head. And the sides of the head. And the top of your head. And now something to try. Rub the palms of the hands together. We're just going to place our hands on our head, on the top of your head. Feel that warmth, your own healing energy. And gently release your hands down by your sides. Let's bring our awareness towards our feet and our legs. You can use some oils if you like. If you're using oils on your feet, do be careful if you are then standing. If it's a smooth surface, you might be slidey. So sitting in any way that's comfortable for you. You can bring one foot up towards you. And we're going to really enjoy releasing through the soles of the feet. Long sweeping motions on feet. With your other hand, you can do long sweeping motion on the top of your foot. Take a moment to listen in to what your body is telling you, to where it would like to receive more. I'm going to apply some more essential oil. Perhaps those long sweeping motions turn into circular motions. Perhaps you could use the thumb, just as we use the thumb on the heel of the hand. Perhaps you could use the thumb on the heel of the foot. And this is wonderful for the skin on the feet. It's wonderful for the nerves of the feet. It's wonderful for releasing through tense muscles, if you've been standing a long time or walking. Perhaps you want to use a seesawing action through the arch of the foot. Just rolling down. And as you start off with small pressure and feel comfortable with that, perhaps you want to explore a bit deeper pressure or keep it light. You can bring small circles, perhaps with both thumbs, around the balls of the feet. And as you do this, being aware of your alignment through your spine. If you're moving forwards at all, let that be through a pivot of the hips. Try not to round through your back. Onto the toes. Giving that loving care to each toe individually. And from there, you can begin to sweep upwards through the feet, soles of the feet, tops of the feet, the arches, the outside, the inside, to your ankles. You can place your foot down and circle round through the ankle bones. So we're just bringing our fingertips around the outside of the ankle bone in the valley that the ankle bone creates. And then from there, you can sweep your hands up through your low leg, upwards through the low leg. From there, you can use one of those squeezing, pincing motions that we did on the calf muscle. You could use the heel of your hands, one either side of that calf muscle, and rolling around. Rolling around as if lifting the muscle off of the bone before returning it back down. Coming into sweeping motions at the front of low leg, the sides of low leg, the back of low leg, up towards your knee. And just pausing on knee for the warmth and healing energy. Upwards through your upper leg. And you can of course spend a little bit extra time on any of those areas as you wish. Up towards the outside of your glute, you can circle round with the heel of your hand. And then rest that hand in at the small of the back, in towards your kidney. On the other side, we can begin to bring our focus and our awareness towards the other foot. If you're using some oils, you might choose to get a little bit more. And place your foot to where it's comfortable for you to work from. Warm through the hands. And then we can use long sweeping motions down through the foot. Perhaps on the top of the foot. Those sweeping long downwards motions. Could perhaps bring those circling motions. Could bring the heel of the hand to the heel of the foot. And in through the arch of the foot. And the ball of the foot. Perhaps you could use your thumbs. Each of your toes. Helping us to balance every day. You could gently pull your toes to extend them outwards. That feels nice. And then in your own time, you could place your foot and start to bring upwards sweeping motions towards the ankle. And then you could circle round with your fingertips in the valley of the ankle bone. An upward sweeping motion through low leg. The size of low leg now. The back of low leg. You could lift the muscle off of bone, squeeze and lift. That pincer motion, if you like. You could use the heels of your hands round in a circle motion. And any other technique that feels nice for you. Feel the calf muscle release and relax as we come up towards your knee. Just rest and allow your knee to absorb all of that healing warmth. And coming up towards your upper leg. Long sweeping motion through the thigh. One hand at a time. Working towards the outsides of the thigh. The back of the thigh and your hamstrings. All the way upwards towards the hip and the outside of the glute. And you can use the heel of your hand to work through the glute. And you can place that hand up on the small of your back and towards your kidney. You could sit comfortably, bring that foot in to meet the other. Let's warm through our hands. Gift them to our kidneys, just in behind us. Breathing into the kidneys, which often in cold weather are taxed slightly. So a loving boost for kidneys. And then bringing your hands around through your waist and in towards your belly. Each of your internal organs receiving a loving healing boost up towards solar plexus, your chest, your lungs and your heart space. Breathe into that sensation of comfort, soothing, relaxation. And now an invitation to simply rest. Feel free if you'd like to add some extra layers for additional warmth. You might want to cover yourself with a blanket. If you'd like to lie down, you can do that. Lying down either on your back or on your side. Whatever really works for you. Just tuning into that inner stillness and that contentment that that has brought. Allow your body to really utilize everything that we've just done for it. I'm going to play for you some crystal healing on the crystal pyramid. And for those who opted for some distance Reiki healing, that's coming your way as well. You don't need to do anything except simply be, breathe, and relax. gradually coming back, into your space, coming back more deeply into body, coming back into comfort, nurtured self-care, coming back into self-love. Feeling complete, whole within yourself, replenished, revitalized, rejuvenated. In your own time, if your eyes are closed, you can gently begin to blink them open. Seeing colors more vibrant, noticing the small details as well as the bigger picture. Do take your time as you come round. You can bring small movements back into fingers and toes, hands and feet, wrists, ankles, into your legs and your arms, each of your joints, your back, waist and belly, your chest, hips, your neck and your head, and your eyes. Perhaps take a nice big stretch and a yawn. Ooh. And you might want to just remain still, flop for a bit. I would encourage you to take plenty of rest and plenty of good quality hydration. Warm herbal teas are beautiful for the system at this time of year, particularly this January new moon that's coming up. Nettle tea is very, very good for this time of year, boosting for kidneys and for liver. And red clover is also a good choice. Thank you for joining me for this very special session. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit notifications so you can be informed of when the next video goes up. If you'd like to support the creation of these videos, remember you can head along to patreon.com/Little Egypt Studio, where you'll find a community of other enjoyers of these videos. See you soon. Bye.